Hi, welcome back to the show if you're new here. I'm your host, Shelby, and I'm so excited you're listening to today's episode. We're going to be talking about all my current health habits or fixations at the moment. I think I have about 5 or 6, and I was trying to come up with things I haven't talked about or things that I really just have been loving, and I'm going to share with you what it is, why it's good for you, why I think everyone should try it. I think a lot of these are free-ish too, so it's not like you have to go out and I'm telling you to go spend $500 on this new health device. This is just things I've been loving, and I'm a creature of habit, so once I love something, I usually just stick with it. If I go to a restaurant and I like something, I'm never gonna buy anything else, and then I'm probably only gonna go to that restaurant. I'm not gonna try another restaurant. So when I love something, I really love it and I stick with it. So I just wanted to share my current fixations in the realm of health, because I know you guys love hearing about all things health and wellness, as this podcast is about it, and I'm getting my health coaching certification at the moment. So I feel it's very fitting for today's episode. And as always, please share the podcast with someone you think might like it. Rate the show 5 stars if you like this episode. Sharing the podcast with a friend or on your social media is the best way for people to find it. I love this little community that we started to build. The Instagram is My Perspective Pod. My DMs are always open there. I ask a lot of questions and try to interact with you guys quite often. I guess that's the little intro for today, but let's get into the segments. So for updates, this weekend was really good. I spent about 4 hours on my finances. I definitely want to do a whole podcast on personal finances. I'm waiting for my sister to come on the podcast because she is really good with finances. And I mean, I would say I'm pretty good for a 21-year-old, but she's another level of good. She's pretty much taught me everything. I was very excited that I opened up my first Roth IRA, which I'm pretty sure is a government retirement fund. I'm just excited because I don't even know I'm so excited about that, but I have always invested and I didn't even know what that was until I saw a girl on TikTok talk about it. So I was like, okay, I need to open one too. And I just love seeing my money grow over the years. It's very rewarding. It makes me feel better because sometimes I feel like I'm a broke college kid and I need to remind myself that I'm not. The second update is I actually enrolled back in therapy. So if you've been listening to the podcast or follow my social media, you've known that since the summer, I've put my healing journey on a pause. The reason for this was I was in therapy in college pretty intensely, almost every week or bi-weekly or at least every month at the minimum for 3 years straight. I did have the breaks off in the summer and winter break and all that, but I went very consistently for a very long time, and it pushed myself out of my comfort zone because I'm not one to talk about how I feel or about what's going on in my life. When I really think about it, the only person that I've ever opened up to was my therapist and my boyfriend, and then selectively friends, but even my friends I'm not very open with. They know about, like, I would go to certain friends for different things, but when it comes to my boyfriend and my therapist, they pretty much know everything. And in the summer, I decided to take a pause from therapy, and even when I left college, my therapist was like, maybe you need a break, because we were talking about what I'm going to do after. And I've always been a huge advocate of therapy, and taking a break made me realize that I have pushed myself and other people to go when they weren't ready. Therapy is such a vulnerable and actually a hard thing to do, and I didn't realize, hold on, let me turn my notifications off. During this time in college, I didn't realize how hard it was until I got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. Me saying this mainly was because therapy in college was free. So I was like, okay, why wouldn't anyone take this free advantage, you know? Because when you leave college, you don't get free therapy. I mean, you do with like your insurance, but sometimes you don't. So I'm like, take advantage. And my college had really good therapists, and I had such a great experience. I got to the point after college, I actually found a provider right after, but I did not connect with her because my therapist in college literally was the best person ever. I felt so seen and heard, and she was real with me, and also just is really hard for me to open up. And she just understood me. And then I went to this new therapist. Maybe this should just be a freaking therapy episode. Sorry guys, I'm gonna make this quicker. Maybe I should do a whole episode just on therapy. I decided to go back to therapy, and I'm really excited because I feel I keep getting triggered and I need someone to talk about it, because talking to a boyfriend or a friend, they can only do so much. They only say things so correctly, and I need to talk to a professional and vent. Besides the point. Let's go into my obsessions of this week. First off is keeping my apartment clean. I think that was one of my things I was trying to do in a recent episode, and I have been doing it pretty consistently. At night around 7:40 every night, I'll do a 20-minute cleanup, and it never takes me 20 minutes. I'll fluff the pillows on the couch, I'll put all the dishes away, clean the counters, put away my bags from the day, and I just feel a lot better in my apartment, because usually by the end of the week my apartment looks like a disaster, and that's just not me. And I would spend every Sunday or every Saturday cleaning my entire apartment, or every day cleaning my entire apartment. And then I saw someone say, just put a 20-minute timer and clean every single day. So I started doing that, and I basically start winding down for the night a little bit earlier, and I've been loving it. And then I actually have a ton of obsessions for this week. Journaling. I always think journaling, like, everyone needs to journal, okay? But it's such a hard habit for me to keep. At least last week, I journaled almost every single night. I was just in the mood. I would always grab my journal before going to bed, and I had so much to write about. I had very consistent topics, but I think it's good to get your words out on paper. Third was reading. So not only was I journaling, I was also reading every single night. I finished the book Firefly Lane for a book club. I actually really liked the book. It was very long, and then I started watching the show on Netflix, and I do not like how it's completely different. They changed the storyline so much, and I thought the book was way better. That's probably because I just read it first. And then lastly, off topic about an obsession, is buying kiwis. So random. I have been craving kiwis, so I went to the grocery store twice, and the first time I bought the kiwis, they were like pre-cut and everything. I ate the entire little box in one sitting at night, right when I got home from the grocery store. And then the second time I didn't eat it right away, but still I really wanted some kiwis. And then my low of the week, or just like something really crappy that's been going on, has been my joint pain. So if you guys know, I struggle with joint pain and inflammation a lot. And I've been struggling with this for probably 2 years. The amount of doctors I've gone to this, I'm trying to find the root cause. I'm not trying to find the Band-Aid fix, because that's basically my issue. Is like, I understand that there are supplements that help with joint pain, but I don't want to stop taking that supplement and then it come right back. I need to figure out what the actual issue is in order for it to stop, because I'm 21 years old and I have debilitating joint pain to where I can't pet my dog. The only thing that relieves it is massaging my hands, but both my hands have joint pain. So I'm massaging it, and then 2 seconds later, the other hand is throbbing. And so it's just a back and forth of what the hell do I do? So, that has not been fun, and it keeps me up at night. It makes me cry every night, but eventually we will get to the root cause, and I'll feel 10 times better. And when you have a physical pain in your body, or any health condition when it comes to your body, I think it makes you a lot more grateful for when you didn't have it. It just kind of makes me go through a spiral, like, oh my god, will I never feel pain-free again? I know that's kind of morbid, but it's serious. Like, sometimes I don't appreciate how much my legs can walk, and one day maybe it will hurt to walk, and I won't have appreciated all these days where I was able to go to Pilates and be pain-free. My intros are always so long, but I just am so excited to talk to you guys every week and update you and share what's going on in my life. By the time this episode comes out, I'll be in Florida. Max and I are celebrating our 4-year anniversary, so I'm trying to get this episode out, but I'm very tired. Let's just get right into my current health obsessions, because it's very interesting and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So the first one is sea moss for your skin. I was so skeptical of this when it first was super popular, a year or two ago, because I'm just like, okay, whatever, like sea moss. Also, it's so expensive. I went to Mother's Market and the bottle was $45, and I think my jaw dropped on the floor. Like, who's gonna spend $45 on sea moss? Okay. And then they had the little packets and they were $2 for one serving. So I bought one just to see if I'd like it. It was way too sweet. It was sweetened, but I was like, okay, let me buy a jar if I ever find a cheaper one. So there's this local all organic, no seed oils, vegan, not fast food, but like little, I guess it's considered fast food. Like you order at the counter and you take it to go. This restaurant called Vibe in Orange County. And they, one day I saw, had sea moss. They told me it's $25. They actually charged me $35, but whatever. I was like, okay, $10 off than Mother's. Perfect. And it lasts for 6+ weeks, they said. I just started taking it about a week or two ago, and I'm just like including this as a supplement. My skin has been acting up a lot recently. I've just been breaking out so much. For a second, I was like, okay, maybe I'm drinking too much raw milk. I haven't been drinking raw milk for 2 to 3 weeks, and I still have acne. So I don't think it's that. I honestly think it's like dirt. I don't really know. It's hard for me to pinpoint where my acne is coming from. But besides the point, I know sea moss is really good for your skin. So I decided to bite the bullet and buy one jar and see what the difference is. And I want to share with you guys what the benefits of sea moss are. I can't say I have seen too much of a difference yet because I literally just got it. But I want to share the benefits because there are actually so much, and I've been very consistent with it since I bought it. So it has a lot of nutrients. It has vitamins, minerals, pretty much everything under the sun. Sea moss comes from the Caribbean area or in Ireland, I'm assuming. It has iodine, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, phosphorus, and vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and K. That is actually insane. That's basically a multivitamin. It has more benefits than just your skin. It can help your muscle function, your immune system, and your energy. And it definitely has a very interesting texture. I have to drink water right after because it has no flavor. Like, I love applesauce, but applesauce has a flavor. This just doesn't have a flavor. So it's weird. So I kind of just do like one spoonful every day and then I chug water. But you can also put it in a smoothie too, which you wouldn't even notice the difference. It's really good for your digestive health. So sea moss contains soluble fiber, which is known as a carrageen. Basically, it's a prebiotic, which a prebiotic, I know a lot of people talk about pre and probiotics and you don't actually know what that is. So prebiotic will nourish the beneficial bacteria in your gut and help you have a healthy microbiome. When you have good gut health, you'll have better digestion. You'll absorb the nutrients in your food better. You'll have less constipation and bloating and gas. I've been told like 2 years ago I had really good gut health, but now I feel like I'm kind of struggling in the gut health area. So I want to research more about gut health and really do a deep dive. I want to specialize in either hormones or gut health when I finish my health coach certification. It's just really expensive. Because of my inflammation, there are so many root causes. Mold toxicity, hormones, autoimmune, all the things. I really try to take care of my body, so it's hard for me to pinpoint like where my inflammation's coming from because I eat so well and I work out really well. I honestly think it's like my nervous system. I have to regulate it better or something like that. So sea moss, like I said, of why I'm taking it, is known to be really good for your skin. It's good for inflammation, irritation, acne, eczema, and psoriasis. Because of its high sulfur, helps your hair and your nails. So honestly, I feel like taking the sea moss doesn't have any cons to it, and that's why I'm so excited to see the benefits of it. Also, because it has iodine in it, it's really good for your thyroid and your hormones. Your thyroid is what regulates your metabolism, your energy levels, and your body temperature. So by supporting your thyroid function with the iodine, it can help your hormone balances and prevent any thyroid issues, which are really common nowadays. Another huge reason why I wanted to take it was I'm currently detoxing from mold. It can help you detox and alkaline. So it helps your body get rid of toxins and heavy metals. It's a mucilaginous. It naturally will bind to toxins in the digestive tract, which helps your body eliminate it even more. And it's also known to be alkalining to help your body's pH levels and reduce acidity, which is also associated with inflammation. Obviously, as we know, is so important for myself. But like I said, I don't see any cons of taking sea moss. So if you're looking for something you want to try, I don't think it would hurt, you know? I'm going to take this until I finish the jar, and then maybe I'll come back on the podcast and it'll be just an update of like 1 month taking sea moss. What do I notice? If I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't been as bloated recently, and my skin hasn't gone worse. Like, I haven't had any new breakouts. So that's all my sea moss recommendation. The second one has been yoga, specifically heated yoga or more of a meditation yoga. So I'll go into both of them. I have a love and hate relationship with yoga. I love that yoga can calm you. It's not too hard on your body. I actually love the studio I go to just by my house called Home Yoga. It's more of a meditation, so that's why I included that one, and then obviously heated one. I feel like I'm stretching and I'm focusing on my breath. And I feel that a lot of yoga studios have become a little too modern to where, you know, like sculpt yoga. We all love a sculpt class, but if that's all you're doing, that's not really yoga. That's more of a yoga inspired HIIT class. But also, the hate part of me is sometimes I'm in yoga wondering if the class is almost done. Sometimes the moves get really repetitive and I don't want to do it anymore. That's why I love Pilates. Besides the point, heated yoga, which I'm doing, I used to not want to do because it can spike your cortisol, but I'm trying to detox from mold. So it's a natural way to eliminate toxins, and also you feel so good after when you walk out of a yoga class that's heated. You're all sweaty, your skin's glowing, and you just feel so accomplished. And I think for myself, trying to get, or I guess for anybody, getting a sweat in is so important. So whether you're doing that through a workout, through a sauna, laying out in the sun, it's very important that you're sweating at least 3 times a day. Not a day, a week. Another thing that I love about yoga is that the heat stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which triggers the body's relaxation response, your rest and digest, and it makes you more calm. We live in a society that's so busy and demanding that we never sit and rest, and yoga forces you to not be on your phone, forces you to either think within, think about the postures. So the yoga studio that's not heated that I go to, it's at 6 a.m. in the morning, which is early. I start work at 7, so it's pretty necessary. What I love about it is that it's a small class and it's very intimate. Intimate in that they come and adjust you all the time, make sure you're doing it correctly, or they ask you what you want to work on and will. So it's more of a private session. It provides such a peaceful and quiet space to start the morning. I love when they have calming music on, when I can see the sunrise come in. I record a lot of my workouts for social media. In the studio I go to, I do want to start recording every once in a while. I don't think they would care, just because I'm such a regular of going there now. I do like that I don't record there, that I am so detached from my phone. I don't even bring my phone in there. So maybe I'll mix it in every once in a while, but I think it's really important to just find a space for yourself every single day that relieves the anxiety and the stress and get you ready for the day ahead. Something that's really important is not going on your phone in the morning. That's really hard for me to do, but when I go to yoga, I'm at least not going on my phone for an hour in the morning because I'm at yoga. I feel like if you're trying to get off your phone, have something booked in the morning or put your phone away. You literally can't go on it, because if you go on your phone right in the morning, and sometimes I do it obviously, but you're letting in hundreds of people dictate how your day is going to go. Your emotions. When you get a text from someone, I need to talk to you, let's say it's 7 a.m., obviously that's going to ruin the rest of your day until you talk to them. If you got everything you needed, all your emotions regulated, everything you need to get done in the morning, and then you looked at it, it wouldn't have ruined at least your whole morning. Overall, I think both heated yoga and more of a slow stretching morning meditation yoga offer so many benefits, not only physically, but also emotionally. And I just think there's no harm in doing yoga, especially if you love the instructor and you start to just build that community. I really want to have my friend who's a yoga instructor come on here. Guys, I'm so excited to start doing more interviews. I find them so valuable. I love talking to people and picking their brain, but it is a lot of work. It literally took me 10 hours to do last week's episode. Message me if you or have a specific person you want me to ask to come on, I think I want to do it maybe once a month. I think that'd be really cool. But honestly, yoga has been something I implemented into my workout routine since graduating. I started doing yoga my sophomore year of college because I took a yoga class and I had never done yoga before. And ever since, I have loved it. And now I go multiple times a week, which honestly is because it's the cheapest class for me to go to and it's the time I can go to. But I really do like how it makes my body feel. I also wanted to mention, this is a side note, as you know, I'm a huge advocate for low impact and low intensity workouts for the female hormones, just overall feeling good. Okay, when I was running a lot, I kind of felt I was inflamed and I had no muscle definition because I wasn't lifting weights. I wasn't really doing a lot of Pilates. And so I kind of flipped a switch. My feet were hurting a lot. I was starting to get stress fractures. So I switched to doing yoga multiple times a week, Pilates up a couple times, and maybe a couple strength training classes. And I've been doing that very consistently for at least 3 months. But now I got to the point where I think I flipped a little too much to where now I feel like I have the muscle definition, but I just have all this excess, I don't want to say weight on me, but I feel like I don't move daily enough. I don't get enough steps in. I don't go on walks anymore. I'm not running. I think I'm not getting as many steps in because when I was working at my 9 to 5, I made it a point to go outside every hour. And now at my current job, today I got a lot of steps in because we're moving warehouses. But since I've taken over customer support, I'm at my desk a lot more than I thought I would be. And basically my question was, does bulking and cutting actually work? Because I feel like I've kind of done that unintentionally, where when I was running, I was kind of cutting. Now I recently feel like I've been bulking. Not actually, but that's just how I feel. And so I want to go back to doing more walking and running and seeing how my body reacts, because sometimes when I run too much, I do feel inflamed, and with already having joint pain, I don't want to do that more. But yeah, that's where my current fixation on movement is. I definitely want to prioritize going on walks. When I go to Florida, I'm going to literally walk every single day, everywhere, because I don't have a car. Okay, next is sleeping a lot. A lot. I think that females need to be sleeping 8 hours or more every single night. This is so hard for me to do, but it is such a reward when you do it. And what's crazy is I've been so tired recently where I just knock out at 9 p.m. I don't think people understand how important sleep is for you. It is not something to be procrastinated. I think it's cool to say I got 8-9 hours of sleep last night. I don't think it's cool I don't know why we brag about only getting 5 hours of sleep, or I didn't sleep this weekend. It's not something to brag about. I think getting adequate sleep and feeling your body in that way is so sexy. Sexy is not the right word, but you get what I mean. Sleep is when your body resets. It's when you repair your tissues, your muscles, your organs, where your brain is able to process all your emotions and your memories. And it is the most important, the number one health tip is sleep. If someone came to me and they want to help their health, the number one thing I would say is sleep, then water, then nutrition, then movement. And it's also so important for your hormones. If you're not sleeping enough, you can be having imbalanced levels of your estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, which can lead to your cycle being irregular, can increase your stress levels, and it can actually increase your chances of developing PCOS. Another thing is sleep is when you recover. Your body is literally resetting when you're going to bed. So if you work out, it is so important to sleep. This will help your performance if you're an athlete. It will help you not get as hurt as much. Your muscles will recover. You'll have better coordination, reaction time, motor skills. I wish that I knew more about sleep when I was in high school, when I was a gymnast. I was pretty young, so I think I was sleeping. But in high school, I struggled with insomnia so badly. And I just wish that we were told that melatonin is a hormone and we shouldn't be able to buy it over the counter. I wish that more people knew how beneficial magnesium is for you. The majority of people are deficient in magnesium, and that if you're purchasing supplements, you want to get a high quality one. My magnesium is from Pure, which I think is $17 on Amazon. It's linked in my Amazon storefront. On my Amazon storefront, I only linked things that I currently use. You can look at the brands there and find other products from them, but I didn't want to link anything I have never used before. So Pure is one of my favorite brands, just because they're affordable and third-party tested, which is so important. But if you're having a hard time sleeping, seriously, my nighttime routine has been so on point lately. I'm more of a nighttime routine girl than a morning routine girl. My nighttime routine is 7:40. I clean the house for about 15 to 20 minutes. I make sure I shower, skincare. I take my supplements at 8 o'clock. So I'll take my Array Sleep and I'll take my magnesium, and those knock me out so quickly. So I have an hour to read, journal, finish anything up I needed to. It gets me ready to fall asleep around 9:30, 10. What's crazy is that a lot of sleep studies have actually only focused on males. So that's why a lot of research tells you, you only need like 7 to 8 hours. Females actually need 8, 9, 10 hours, maybe not 10 hours, but 8, 9 hours of sleep for your hormones. I think that females, we just have a lot more of cognitive and psychological and emotional demands than the males do. But I think at least get 8 hours of sleep every night. You'll feel so much better. I think everything in your life will improve, from your mental health to your physical health to just what you're able to take on in the day, and just see how you feel about it. My next health thing I've been doing is eating larger meals in the morning versus at night. I think as a society, we have been kind of taught that skipping breakfast and fasting is normal, and that nobody eats breakfast, and that you eat a huge dinner. That's at least been what I've kind of taken from society. A lot of people fast in the morning, drink coffee, go to a workout class, and then don't eat till noon after work. But then you just eat everything in your fridge, or are just eating a huge dinner because you're making up all those calories. But I've realized that flipping it, eating a larger meal for breakfast, medium meal for lunch, and then a smaller meal for dinner has been so impactful. So it's really good for your metabolism, consuming larger meals in the morning, because you have more energy for throughout the day. It will also regulate your hunger hormones. So eating a large meal in the morning will regulate ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is referred as the hunger hormone, which stimulates your appetite, and then leptin signals the feelings of fullness and satiety. So consuming a breakfast that's very protein rich, and then you also want to eat carbs in the morning because carbs give you energy for throughout the day. It will help suppress your ghrelin, so feeling more hungry throughout the day, and will also increase your leptin, which will make you feel satiated. I think this is really helpful because if I don't eat breakfast, I end up being so hungry at work, and I'm irritated, and I'm just lightheaded, and I can't wait to go home and make a big early dinner. But if I flip that and I eat a really filling breakfast, and then at work I only need a smaller lunch or some snacks with that, and then I can wait till normal time to have dinner, and I don't need a huge dinner anymore. It's just a different way of thinking. People make you think that eating breakfast is unnecessary. It also helps stabilize your blood sugar. Eating breakfast helps prevent spikes and crashes that occur when you have erratic eating patterns. So when you start your day with a protein, fat, and carb, it will help provide steady glucose to fuel your brain and your muscles, give you the entire day to just be very concentrated, and your mood will be better, and you'll have less cravings for sugary or high calorie foods throughout the day. So if you ever just don't eat breakfast and then all of a sudden you're craving a burger, that's because your body is so depleted of nutrients and food. You want that most high calorie food, or sugary, for me it's sugary food, to make yourself feel good. If I skip a meal, I'll be craving a donut or some chocolate. If I just ate a balanced meal, I wouldn't be craving that anymore. A benefit of eating a lighter meal in the evening, that's mainly because I adequately fueled myself throughout the day, that usually by the evening I'm not as hungry as I'm used to. But it helps your digestion and makes you sleep better. So when you eat a super heavy meal or just very close to going to bed, it's hard for your body to actually digest it. And that sometimes will cause you to have bloating, because when you're sleeping, your body is supposed to restore. But if you just ate within 30 minutes to an hour prior, your body's not focusing on restoring your body. It's focusing on digesting all the food you just ate. I try to eat 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. Sometimes I love a little 8 p.m. snack, but I try to stay away from it. I want to talk about why you shouldn't fast, at least in the morning. If you're going to fast, do it at night because of all the things I already said. Pretty much what I've correlated is that fasting in the morning spikes my cortisol because my body is just running off the wrong things. It's not running off food anymore. For a female, it's really important when you're balancing your hormones to eat within 30 minutes to an hour, and making sure you're eating before caffeine to regulate your hormones, and it'll make you feel so much better. The very last one that it is completely free is opening up your windows. As someone who's very sensitive to molds and smells, I open up my windows at all times. My roommates hated this when I had roommates. They always wanted me to close the doors, close the windows, and I was just a huge proponent of always opening the windows because it prevents mold, it helps your circulation in your house, your ventilation, your air quality. There's so many benefits to just opening up the windows. For instance, proper ventilation will help control your indoor humidity levels, which is so important to not getting mold. Mold thrives in damp, humid environments, so it's so important, and opening up your windows obviously allows fresh air to come inside and circulate. You'll have less moisture buildup in the bathrooms, kitchens, and I actually just recently bought humidifier baggies. I saw this from the Skinny Confidential, so pretty much it looks like a little bag on a hanger, and then there's these little beads, and when they touch moisture, they turn into water. So I put one inside my closet and then in my bathroom to just soak up the extra moisture so that I don't get mold on my clothes or just mold in any areas. I'm very sensitive to mold. Something that's really interesting, so opening up your windows will also improve your air quality, which is weird. Sometimes our air quality inside is actually worse than it is outside because we have so many pollutants inside our house, from household cleaners to furniture, building materials, dust, pets, just everything you can think of. And if you always close your windows, none of that is getting filtered, or if you don't have an air filter. And so letting in some air circulation or an air purifier will just help get rid of those things. I know that if once I have my cleaner come to my house, I have to open up all the windows because I'm so sensitive to chemicals, and I should really just have her clean with my stuff. I don't know, I'm like afraid to tell her. Opening up your windows. Who doesn't want some fresh air? I love letting in the light as well. I think it's just really important to get fresh air. We don't go outside enough anymore. If you're someone sensitive to cleaners and mold, I think it's really important. It's really important for your health. I had one more, but I'm too tired to share it. Those are all my recent health obsessions that you guys can try. So we got CMOS, which costs money. Yoga/meditation. You don't have to spend money to do that. Opening up your windows is free. And then what was my other one? Eating heavier meals in the morning is free, and sleeping is free. I'm really trying, as someone who produces content, to not be another person telling you to buy and purchase all these things. I do love to share something when I really love it, whether it's a supplement, a grocery haul, or something, but I don't want to be an influencer that's constantly telling you what's in my cart, what to buy from Amazon, what to buy from Revolve. I think we live in such a materialistic world, that in an over-consuming world, that we need to focus on the free things, especially when it comes to health and wellness. It is so expensive to constantly buying the newest supplement, the newest technology because I'm constantly wanting to buy those things. But there are so many free things, and I think that we need to share more of those, and you can be healthy and not break the bank. And I think so many people maybe don't start becoming healthy because they think it's really expensive. I think the lifestyle of being a quote unquote healthy person, they think you spend all this money, but in reality, you can make it affordable. You can make it work for you. Health and wellness, I think a lot of the technology or just products that have come out are based off free things that they've elevated. For instance, grounding. Grounding is going out in nature and putting your feet in the ground and connecting, and it's really good for your body. And then they've made a grounding mat. So it's like hundreds or thousands of dollars for a mat you plug in to electricity and you lay on, when in reality you could just go outside and do that. Personally, I'm allergic to bugs, so I couldn't just go lay in the dirt, but I can go lay in the sand or go in the ocean. So if you think about it, there are so many free things available to us, we just don't know them yet. I want to be someone not only to share, yes, the things that I purchase that I highly recommend, but I want to share more of the free things or more accessible ways to live a healthier lifestyle, because I know so many of us want to feel and look better. Mainly feel better is what I try to prioritize, because when my joint pain goes away, you better bet I'm doing a whole episode on how to fight inflammation and make joint pain go away, because nobody can answer that for me as a 21-year-old. So I'm going to share my experiences with you in hopes that it helps just one person. I think if I help one person, this is the point of my podcast. Like, for instance, I love talking about cycle syncing, and cycle syncing is free, and it is something to get in tune with your body and feel regulated and feel like yourself again. Not feel you are overturned by your hormones and emotions, but that you understand them and you can work with them. All this to say is that I'm so happy that I have this podcast and that I have a community with you guys, and I hope you guys feel the same way. If you loved this episode, please share it with a friend. DM me any questions you guys have. I am going to bed right now. I'm so tired, but I miss talking to you because I haven't done a solo in over a month since my computer died. Next time, I'll be giving you an update on Florida. Let me know if you guys have any episode recommendations too. I think I want to start a series or something, but we'll see. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a good rest of your night.